Diz had a crazy story. Not like that, but it was a story about a kid. So he had this friend when he was in elementary school who would always get upset when people would pick on him. And so Diz was like, oh no, you should try to like find it in your heart to like, and he's like, or no, now I remember what he said. He said, like jokingly, like sarcastically, what you need to do is you need to stuff all that anger just deep down inside and like never bring it up ever again. Like, because I don't want to hear it at all. Like, you know what I mean? Just as like a joke. But he would always say that was like his, like, like you get stuck on a joke when you're a kid or something. That was like his thing. And then like 3 years later, he read in the paper that kid like murdered his entire family. Like for real. Like literally murdered like his sister and his like parents, and he's like, oh my gosh. And so he was thinking to himself, that was my fault. And so when he talked to another friend of his, he was like, man, I hate it when kids always pick on me. It's like, you should just fight them like as hard as you can. Just like punch them as like before they punch you. Just
take all that anger out.
Take all your anger out. Like leave nothing left. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't even try to emotionally deal with it. Just take it out on their face.
And then it leads to that kid like killing another kid and
it leads to that kid killing his family.
Slamming the kid on the pipe of
the it leads to that kid killing his family again. Like it's the same result, but like two different pieces of advice.
Yeah, and the kid walks up, he's like, I can't deal with like kids like messing with me. He's like, you should just kill yourself. That's what you should do. Because then at least you won't kill anybody else. You know?
When I was a kid, you're right. Like when you're a kid, you get stuck on like stupid jokes.
Like I remember your mom was jokes.
Yeah. I remember one of them was like, it always get on. I remember it was like there was always these jokes where like, dude, this is so funny. It'd always be this joke about like banging your mom and like and like it's so intense that like the bed's rocking. I remember I made one kid. This is how serious it was. I could actually tell you the kid. I have friends with the kid on Facebook. I tell you the kid it was everything, right? Because it was so like because I felt so bad afterwards. I was like, I just made a normal joke. As a kid, I was like, yeah, dude, I'm banging your mom, dude. The bed will be rocking, dude, and you'll be in the bunk bed with us, and we're gonna, the bed's gonna break down, and we're gonna be on top of you, still rocking the bed, and then we're gonna break through, like the apartment down like 3 floors. We're gonna break through to the second floor, then we're gonna go all the way down to the first floor, and I'll still be right.
So crazy to think.
When I said that to him, dude, I'm not even lying. Like he tried to get like a word in a couple of those times, and I just kind of spoke over him and just kept on talking about I was banging his mom. And I told him that whole joke. And at the end of it, dude, he broke down in tears. He was like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Please, man, don't bang my mom. Like, man, it's my mom's. He's like, man, I love my mom. Like, you can't bang my mom like that. Please don't."
I thought that the end of that was gonna be him being like, "My mom's dead," actually, or something like that. Like he kept trying to interrupt you, like, and then we're gonna be breaking through the bunk bed. Actually, my mom. And then, like at the end, he's like, "My mom's dead."
No, dude, he full on broke out into tears, and he begged me not to bang his mom like that. Like he believed me.
It was like a realistic possibility.
That I would bang his mom through a bunk bed. Through 3 floors of an apartment building. And then on top of that, the whole time it'd be on top of him. Like he'd be on the lower bunk bed. And he, like straight up, dude, he was like crying. And I remember thinking like the whole time, like afterwards, everything like, man, dude, it was just a joke. Like really, like it wasn't even like, I remember even as a kid knowing that the possibility of me banging his mom like that was so low. I mean, I was in like 4th grade, right? Like,
it's so crazy to think you can say something that horrific and then at the end be like, it was just a joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I wasn't saying that horrific. I mean, I would have been like, dude, I'm in 3rd grade. I've never banged anybody. I've never even gotten that close to banging anybody.
Well, everyone knows it's a joke, except for that kid. But
that's
like,
what I'm saying, dude, he full on like broke down and crying.
Yeah, it still is funny to say it. It's just a joke. Like at the end of that, it is kind of funny to say that. Like, you know what I mean?
It is funny, dude. I remember meeting this kid in the after school program. We would make jokes like that all the time to each other. oh yeah, dude, I'll be banging your mom, and you know what I mean. And you just be like, you just keep going down this like rabbit hole.
Yeah, like who cares?
You
Like,
know, and
everyone knows it's not real. No one ever gets like legitimately offended either.
dude,
You know.
yeah, I was one of those kids in elementary school, and I'm sure, and I know you were too, just knowing you, because you know we're friends. But like, dude, where like you would just tell a joke until somebody laughed. Like I would literally, dude, I remember I would pop off jokes until somebody.
That one didn't work. All right, level 2. Like you know what I mean? It's just
and then if one hit, I would just keep on doing it. I would just keep on doing it to the point to where somebody would be like, "You need to stop now, now." Like one teacher literally yelled at me and told me to shut up. She's like, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up." And then later on, she had to apologize to me. And I like even right now, I'm thinking I was in 4th grade. I mean, I don't know. She kind of was in the wrong. Like yelling "shut up" over and over.
It's okay to yell at a kid to shut up if they deserve it. I would say if they won't.
Shut up's a bit intense. My teacher probably could have gotten. I probably could have gotten her in trouble, honestly.
Except for I'm not a teacher, so I mean I don't know. I probably would have drowned a kid in a shallow pool by the end of the 1st year. If
my mom told me to shut up, I mean I totally agree, right? But like I'm saying a teacher who's like really, I mean their only job is to teach. Their job isn't to tell me to shut up. They have no need to teach me anything other than like you know, if I'm teaching math, I don't need to learn how to say shut up, you know? I remember one time
they need to keep people on track.
Yeah.
To some degree.
But I mean, I was just telling a stupid joke, right? Like it wasn't anything too bad. I think that, and they even said later on, they're like, I've just had a rough time at home. And I feel bad for her. I just mean,
don't drag that into work, man. You teach children.
I mean, really, that's what I'm about to say, dude. I mean, like what? Your husband doesn't, you know, your husband threw you down the, you know, you fell down the stairs again, you know. I'm sorry, Martha.
That's the example you're gonna use.
I'm sorry, Martha. Your husband's abusive, but like you chose, you know, you don't mistreat children.
Oh my gosh.
No, dude.
Out of all the things you could have chosen.
What I'm saying is that as a child, there's no way I could have ever have known that, right? Like, there's no way I could have.
I'm sorry, your kids died in a car accident. You know, like you just
no,
like you like are unsympathetic. You're unsympathetic to like the most horrific. That would be so funny. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. Oh my gosh.
No, it is funny. I mean, okay, like I totally get it. I'm not saying like she should have gotten fired. I just mean you can't bring like stuff into any job, you know?
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're teaching kids, you know what I mean? Like
it still gets me. Oh, I'm sorry, your husband threw you down the stairs again. That's so hilarious. Like for you as like a 4th grader, just be like, I don't care at all. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's so funny. To just be like, stop yelling at me. Like that's it. That's all you care about.
Well, it's not bad. I'm just saying, like, you can't mistreat people though, right? Like if she, like, I get shut up's not that bad, but I'm saying if she'd like cussed at me,
well, that's fair. Well,
I'm saying like the shut up thing is like borderline, but I'm saying like if she'd straight up gone off on me, then like you can't just don't go to work. Like I'm not even saying she should appear and work. Like you should definitely call out if you're being abused. Like deal with that. But I'm saying like people need to realize like they do this thing where they're like, oh, I'm okay, like I can do it. But I'm like, you can't. Sometimes you can't. Like when RG3 was like, did you read that? He said I didn't have an ACL or MCL, and he still decided to play a football game. And I'm like, that's why your career was a year long. Like, that's why you were a dominant quarterback for 2 years at max. Because you're playing without an ACL and an MCL. Like, what are you thinking? You know?
You can't rush the line with noodle legs, dude.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, what? Like, do you remember Adrian Peterson? He got hurt. And what did he do? He came back after an ACL tear, and he won MVP.
And he got 297 yards in a game. 297 rushing yards in a single game.
And that's what I'm saying, dude. He freaking killed it. I'm just saying, know your limits, all right? And I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean don't push yourself this, like, extreme way that you couldn't match. It's like if I'm telling you, hey, I can take care of 5 kids, and then 4 kids die under my watch, I mean, that's an issue, right? Like, that's an issue.
It's clear that you can only take care of 1.
Yeah, exactly.
One's your max.
And so that's what I mean, though, is that like don't. I think sometimes people try to like push themselves and like I don't know, just be honest with yourself. It's okay, right? Like some people aren't able to do this. But yeah, I mean, like, if you have to yell "shut up" at a kid 5 times because you got a bad day, like, take the day off.